I think most people understand that when purchasing a resale home, it's in their best interest to be represented by a realtor and have somebody helping them through the transaction. But what about if you're building a new construction home? Do you need to have a realtor helping you then? Well, if this is something that interests you, stick around, because when I come back, I'm going to give you my top 3 reasons why I believe the answer to that question is yes. Hi and welcome back. My name is John Ferrin and I'm a realtor with HomeSmart Lifestyles right here in Queen Creek, Arizona. And on this channel I share all things real estate as it pertains to Queen Creek and the surrounding area. It's been so much fun lately. My phone has been ringing off the hook from people just like you who are calling to find out more information about living in Queen Creek and wanting more information on all the new build communities that are going on out here. So if you're thinking about buying a home in Queen Creek or even selling one, I invite you to call, text, email me, send a singing telegram, however it is that you choose to communicate, because when it comes to buying and selling homes in Queen Creek and the surrounding area, I've got your back. All right, so let's get into this. So here it is, Saturday afternoon, and you're out driving around and you see all the flags and banners advertising these new home communities and you think, honey, let's just stop in and take a look. That's harmless, right? You're just looking around. So one of the first things that's going to happen when you walk into that sales office is the sales agent is going to ask you to sign in. That sounds fairly innocent, so many people do so without even giving it a second thought. So here's the problem. If you do have a real estate agent that you're currently working with, or you think you might want to work with one in the future, you may have inadvertently just made it close to impossible to have that agent assist you further in the transaction. Now you may have noticed, or maybe not, at these new home sales offices, they have these signs that say if you're working with a realtor, they must accompany you on your first visit to the office. Those signs are there for a reason. By having you sign in, builders use that to effectively cut any agent out of the transaction that you might possibly want assisting you with that transaction. So you might be thinking right now, well, hey, that's great, John, but sounds a little self-serving to me. So why is it that I actually need a realtor when doing a new build transaction? And I would say to that, that's a great question. And some people in some situations are just fine working with the builder and their reps without their own real estate agent representing them, and they get good results with little to no downside. But more often than not, most people find themselves making mistakes that they didn't even know they were making. In the spirit of full disclosure, I myself have made these same mistakes. It's been quite a while now, but in working with our realtor to purchase our first home, he didn't educate me about going into new home developments. So we were out driving around, saw something we liked, went in, next thing you knew, we bought a home. Completely inadvertently and unintentionally cutting our agent out of the process. It's been 25 years and I still feel bad about that. But it's not just cutting him out of the process. There were steps along the way where his assistance would have been really helpful in making the entire transaction go just a little bit more smooth. And so then that brings me to reason number 1 why you should have a realtor representing you. And representation is the key word. A lot of people think that the builder's rep will represent them, but in reality, the builder's rep works for the builder. That nice person sitting in the sales office who's serving you cookies and lemonade and telling you all about the community works for the builder and only for the builder. So all of their responsibility and obligations are towards the builder. When you go into the sales office unrepresented, that's exactly what you are, unrepresented. I like to think of it like this. Let's assume that somebody were to sue you and take you to court. Do you want to go to court and represent yourself against the other party's high-priced lawyer? That wouldn't make me feel very comfortable, and I doubt you'd be comfortable as well. Now, the builder sales rep will help facilitate the flow of paperwork and complete the transaction, but when it comes right down to it, they're not going to be your true advocate. Your real estate agent, on the other hand, has a fiduciary responsibility to act in your best interest and represent your interest even above his own. And it's because of this duty that your agent will negotiate on your behalf to get you the best deal possible. They'll help you understand the contract, some of which can be as many as 60 or more pages long, and they'll help bring you peace of mind when things go sideways and you need to be talked back off the ledge. And believe me, there will be those times. Now, I mean no disrespect whatsoever to any of the builder's reps. I've worked with a bunch of them, and overwhelmingly they are wonderful people who are great to work with. But it doesn't hurt, in fact it helps, to have your own representation when negotiating this process. Now reason number 2 is so that you'll have an advocate who understands the process. This probably is not your agent's first rodeo, and having someone at your side to help you through this process can be very helpful. Build times are running about 9 months right now, and there's various steps along the way and time frames that have to be met. Now, a good agent will assist you in understanding the contract and the initial signing. They'll help you understand the deposits and the timelines in which those are due. They'll be with you at the pre-construction meeting as you discuss the building process with the construction manager. The good agent will also accompany you to the design center where you'll make all of your upgrade decisions. They'll be there for the frame walk, which happens just before the insulation and drywall go up so that you can see what's actually behind all of the walls. Your agent should accompany you on your final walkthrough, and then of course your agent will be there on closing day to hand you the keys to your new home. And in reality, that's just a general overview. A good agent will be there every step of the way, assisting you, reassuring you, answering all of your questions, and guiding you through the process. And reason number 3, you really don't save money by not using a realtor. One of the biggest reasons buyers feel compelled to go to a new build community without a realtor is because they think if the realtor's commission isn't being paid by the builder, that they'll get a better deal on the house. I mean, after all, if the builder's not paying the buyer's agent's commission, the builder should be able to reduce the price of the home, right? Wrong. Unfortunately, that's just simply not the way that it works. Now, you might already know this, but a lot of people don't, and that is that the builder, long before, has already projected the buyer's agent's commissions into their projected expenses and profits for that particular development. Builders don't negotiate on the base price of the home, so whether you use a buyer's agent or not, the price remains the same, and the money that would have gone to the buyer's agent simply remains in the builder's pocket. And since the builder has budgeted for it and the builder pays the buyer's agent's commission, it doesn't cost you anything to have representation. That's right, having a buyer's agent on your side is absolutely free. Well, you might want to get them a big gulp at the Circle K or something from time to time, but you know what I mean. And I know because I've heard the stories. From time to time a builder will say, hey, if you don't use an agent, we'll knock $10,000 off the price. Well, I'd have to step back just a little bit and wonder, why are they so willing to do that? I mean, think about it for a second. What are they trying to hide that they're so willing to pay you $10,000 to be unrepresented? I mean, they're not just giving that money away. They have to make it up somewhere, right? Just a little something to keep in mind. Now, if you've stuck with me thus far, then I think you deserve a reward. And in that case, I'm going to give you reason number 4, which is a bonus reason. And that bonus reason is this: you simply don't know what you don't know. You might be drawn into a community because the sign says from the high 3s, but what does that really mean? And that model home that you just toured and fell in love with, is that really from the high 3s, or does it have $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 worth of upgrades in it? What is the base price of the home you like, and what comes with that base price package? And what about a community facilities district? Is your home in one of those? Does a CFD cost more? And talking about base price and upgrades again, what percentage of the base price do most buyers spend when upgrading their home? Which upgrades should you have the builder do versus which upgrades should you do on your own after closing on your new home? Now, your agent can help you answer these and tons of other questions as well. Now, there's lots of other reasons that I think it's beneficial to have a realtor helping you in these transactions, but these are my top 3 favorite reasons. Now, if you'd like to know more, I put a link in the description below. You can click on that link and download your own free copy of my new home construction guide, where I talk about these things and many more in much greater detail. Now, I could go on talking about this stuff for another 30, 40 minutes, but I've got these other videos on the channel that I would love for you to watch as well. So feel free to surf around the channel and see what jumps out at you. Remember to hit that subscribe button and click on the bell so that you'll be notified every time a new video gets uploaded. And while you're doing all of that, I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the next video.